Like me, get you another one.
Okay.
You found your box?
Mm-hmm.
I have something from that finger.
Bob is familiar with him.
Yeah, he's been doing this lately. Normally he doesn't jump in people's laps, but lately he's just been very tentative, I guess.
I was going to
And
say, I
hairy.
hope that was a cat. Otherwise,
It's not that kind of Discord channel.
Awkward!
Don't get up there.
Our cats are starting to get active. I think I'm going to end up having to put them out of the room.
All right, everybody, and welcome back to the Mystic Syndicate in collaboration with the Drunkards and Dragons blog. And once again, we are here playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, a Princess of Celene. And last time that we were all together, we were able to finally make it to the city of Pellic. So we are getting further and further into the adventure. This is episode 7, actually, I believe. Yes, episode 7. So welcome. So I guess we're going to go ahead and start off the introductions. I am Brian Anderson, your Dungeon Master, and up at the very top left-hand corner. Okay, I see that Grinna's trying to point.
Brenna says that I need to go first because she has food in her mouth.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Then, okay, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Russ. I'm playing a human wizard, Yarn Grimmer, and who is finally starting to realize why he's here.
Oh, my turn now.
Your turn now.
I'm Belinda. I play Grinna Babbleboots, who is a Gnomon Ranger. And yeah, conscription sucks. Next.
Bubbles.
Bubbles. Oh, and I have a dire wolf. No, what is that?
Direwolf.
Direwolf.
Nope.
No.
Ward.
It's a ward.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't a dire wolf. I have a ward named Bubbles. The puppy.
Well, I am Glenn Harvey. I am playing Tivid Snivenblaven, an artist, and I see a rug named Bubbles in our near future.
Hello, I'm Pav. I'm playing Kelix Zonin, a paladin of Heronius.
And I am Mike. I'm playing Kiffy Blackhammer, Dwarven Cleric of Fortubo.
All right, excellent. Unfortunately, we could not be joined by Ed, who plays Squire Tomas this evening. He had some technical difficulties. He actually has no internet at home, so we are unfortunately without his wit and wisdom this evening. So hopefully, maybe if we're lucky, he might jump in if everything gets restored. I know that I guess they had some sort of weather issue in his area or something, so, or it may just be, the utilities in his area. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that he does actually jump in. All right, so yes, the last time that we left off, you had made it all the way to Pellic. You had met with Lady Ilia. You had delivered the news that her husband had indeed been captured by Ket forces. And then afterwards, you delivered a parcel, a letter from Pliny, the mayor of Chage, to the extremely mysterious necromancer Raven. And there is where you found that your companion, Timble had actually acquired some of the remains of the cursed Hoopax staff that was at one point in time wielded by Toby, and actually had some remains of Toby himself, which was quite shocking to many people in the party.
Just a little bit.
Boy, you ain't right.
Bubbles.
At least he wasn't wearing it as a necklace or anything.
Yeah.
Yet!
Yeah.
Yet!
There's still time. You just never know how
You
dark
have
it's going to
me-
get.
We could
You have
try.
me confused with someone else.
You say that a lot.
It happens a lot.
So, yes, as we left off, you all had left the tavern. I know that Grenna had decided to, on her way back, drop by the kitchen inside of the castle of, or inside of Castle Oversight, the castle where you're staying at this point in time, and pick up some bones for Bubbles. And you all had also been in the company of Melda Emberheart, an elven ranger who did not set in on your meeting with Raven, but had decided instead to remain in her room to get rest at Castle Oversight. So, yeah, you all leave the tavern and head back. Was there anything else you wanted to do? It was already kind of late in the evening. You had already eaten. It was really just it was just this one special, quiet occasion that you wanted to go and make sure to deliver that letter from Pliny to Raven. But the city is still it's still awake and bustling. There are some small shops that are open. But some of the bigger ones have already closed up for the evening.
I know Timble had given Heronius some of the remains of the staff. I'm assuming the temple might be open because I know he was said about giving it to our order for safekeeping, which was a good idea.
Yes. Yeah, that is not actually a bad idea at all. So did you want to seek out the Temple of Heronius here?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I think the Toby parts should go too.
The what again?
The Toby parts.
Oh,
Toby Hearts.
I don't think you're ever going to get a pigment out of those.
I am fine with the stave parts. I might be a little grumpy about the Kinder, I think he called himself, parts.
Something
Right.
like that.
I think I might like to keep those. The other question I would put to the rest of the party is, does anyone else get like that spidey sense thing going when it comes to Melda? I mean, she likes avoiding attention, as it were, of people of, well, state, I guess, stature. You know, she's fine around us, but, you know, it's like, oh, I'm not going into the castle. I'm not going seeing them. And she avoids that. Now, of course, everyone has a right to that. I'm curious. I mean, her people are here. She has some people there.
Okay. My counter argument is who cares? She's not.
I care about everything.
I mean, from an absolute realistic point of view, we helped her. We brought her along. What do we
We ran
have?
into her on the battlefield. The only corroborating evidence we have is the make on some of her goods. A little information that we've got here and there. It's quite easy to dissemble and be a spy and hop into. So I worry about those things. I have to.
Well, we can always tie her up and give her to the guard.
No, she's quite nice. I do like her. I just would like to feel better about having her along. I rule things out as I am in Lady Ilya's pay. I think I need to know that.
I think elves are weird, so I am not in any kind of position to psychoanalyze an elf.
Sir Dwarf, there is probably no greater truth.
Well,
Elves are weird.
I mean, look at the life that she came from. Obviously, maybe she doesn't want to be still involved with that kind of, the castle life.
I understand, and I hope that is the case. I just think that we need to delve more, be a little more assured of what she's doing.
No,
That's all.
I haven't seen anything state other, but yeah, we could,
I just want us all to be prepared for anything, not to be looking one way when the dagger comes from another. It's the nature of the business.
Right. So
We're all in
keep
the
an eye
army.
out for head rotations that are beyond the normal.
That's all that I ask. See, the dwarf gets it. I think the larger ones, the big people, just don't. They're not capable of understanding. But we are diminutive, small. We don't take anything for granted. Their size just gives them so much opportunity in life.
So you're saying pecs are nosy?
All right, Daikini.
So we
No,
listen.
we're just saying that you guys are too damn big.
Okay, so we're how many people are actually going to the Temple of Heronius, and are there anybody else wanting to do any other thing on their way back towards Castle Oversight?
I'll accompany the party that's going to the temple.
Yeah, I'm going to
Let's see
support my
how
local
the other
paladin.
people live.
I'm going to support my local paladin.
Okay, that's fine.
Ah,
Okay,
Russ, I think it's a shirt you need to wear. It has that on there.
so it's
I
like
support my local paladin.
it's like a mix-up there or a mashup. Yeah, a mashup. I like it.
okay. Yeah, so you're able to find the Temple District pretty easily. It's not too very far away from Castle Oversight itself. There are other temples here. Some are known to you, while others are of gods and goddesses you're just only familiar with by name. But Heronius does feature prominently in this location. So you are able to find a very large cathedral-like structure in the city. You can see that there are some people who are milling around outside and near the door. So you kind of believe that evening services have just let out, and you do see a human male standing there, dressed in his vestments, talking to parishioners as they are walking out. And so
I recognize his rank, kind of in the church order.
right, yeah, you do realize that he is a priest. He probably from the vestments that he carries and the staff that he wields, he is probably just probably one or two steps away from an actual bishop. So he is considered quite powerful. So yeah, how do you want to approach?
So I go up to him, I bow, and I kind of state maybe his rank in there. I don't know if that's a father or whatever. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't lead with wise ass.
Yeah, he recognizes you, not personally or anything, but he does see that your uniform and armor that you wear, and that you are actually a part of the military of Bissell, and he says, "Oh, hello, and how can I help you this fine evening?"
Uh, I have a request. I have some matters I'd like to discuss. Some of the church holdings a particular item for us. Not sure if we want to discuss it out here.
Oh, of course, of course. Please come inside. There are two acolytes by the door, and as you all move through, they close the doors behind you, and so now you're inside of this very large cathedral structure. It is what you would consider from a more medieval period of time, where they don't actually have pews, where people just stood. And there is just this grand altar to the front, and the priest says, "Yes, please." And he walks you back towards the altar. Makes a slight turn and takes you through a set of doors, which leads to an office. And you can see that this is probably his private office and chambers. So the acolytes bring in more chairs for each of you, and then they shut the door behind them and leave. And he says, "So, Captain, how can I help you with what sort of situation have you found yourself in?"
Thank you for allowing to talk, for seeing us. My companion and I are, we've traveled from the Thornwood battlefield up in Bissell, and I kind of started explaining to him, our what was Toby's name, Toby, Kinder, and how we came to meet him and stuff like that, and then eventually tell the story of how we eventually got to the one point where he had a staff, and then something happened to him. It was like he was possessed, and he attacked us. We had to defend ourselves, and unfortunately, he was killed in the process. More like he actually sacrificed himself more than anybody killing him. But this staff, we had, destroyed it. However, we did take some of the remains. I also explained to him our meeting earlier with the necromancer, and it kind of explained, tell the priest about what she had relayed to us, and then I kind of hold out the bag and place it on the desk.
He listens to you intently. He does not. He doesn't interrupt you during he just sits there contemplating everything that you're telling him, and he says, "So you, okay? This Kinder, your friend, I've not heard that word before. Is he from a different land, or was from a different land?"
He claimed he was from a different world.
Oh.
Completely with different stars, also other different gods.
A walker of the plains, I suppose. Interesting. It's a shame I did not get to meet him. And he says,
he was a curious fellow.
Yes, I'm sure he was.
Monorail.
So he reaches over and takes a look at the bag and empties it out onto the table, and he sees the bits of wood and the bits of the staff that were, and also he just looks at it and says, "This." You see him put his hands over it. He doesn't touch it, but he puts his hands over it, and you can see that he is detecting magic upon it. And you see his brow furrow, and he says, "This I have not felt so much just absolute darkness in this." And he carried this with him?
Thimble, are you with us, or did you come with us, or did you head back to the castle?
I'm there.
Okay.
I'm just trying to remember the name of the
Azarak.
lich.
The lich. Yeah.
Azarak.
What is it?
Azarak.
So yes, he did carry the staff. It was protected by some kind of bark. Maybe that of the druids.
Yeah, he actually reaches down and picks up one of the pieces of bark, and he says, This right here holds no actual darkness within it, but it does have spell-like properties that are shielding, so that it would be able to hide something. And so you're saying that this was shielding this scepter or staff that your friend carried.
Yes, it had a coating of wood.
Interesting.
So you're saying that bark was actually hiding it? It wasn't. It was more for hiding the item than not for ensuring that it could be used?
Correct. Interesting. And so you also say you have the cremated remains or some remains of your friend?
We have a few of them.
Okay. So
most of him is buried, and I'll give them the location. I won't try to hide anything. I'm going to be honest.
Okay. He says, "This is very troubling." And this necromancer that you speak of,
Raven found it troubling also.
And what did she tell you? Does she know anything about this item, or what happened to your friend?
Well, I'm of the belief that she thought much like you. It was a very big question. Something that needed looked into. She did not feel good about our friend being left there, that perhaps we should have done more with his remains.
From what I remember, she was saying that we would see him again.
Yeah, she said that
Correct.
he would become not a zombie, but is the correct word for it, like a puppet for whoever made this staff, and is going to try to collect the other pieces to bring this person back.
She thought he would rise again,
Yeah.
and would rise again in short order before we could even ride back to his grave.
That is quite disturbing. Oh. Well, it is good that you brought the pieces here. We do have magical means of being able to secure them so that others would not be able to obtain them for nefarious means. So that is definitely good. But you said that there are other pieces. That there other.
I didn't take the whole thing. I just gathered up a few pieces because I thought they might have use, and so I believe those pieces you now have should be secured, and it's beyond me as to who's going to find them valuable and what they could do, whether that someone would place the pieces back together and need those pieces to complete the work. I have no idea. Maybe they can create something out of just the smallest piece. Maybe they need the whole. I do not know. That is probably more in your understanding.
When the staff shattered, it shattered into a lot of pieces. The idea was to bury them individually away from each other. And we thought we had accomplished that till I got here tonight.
I was very open with myself collecting up the pieces. I did not hide it. And
Okay.
those pieces were all over. We left many on the ground, though.
In the ground.
And she said that they would seek each other,
Around.
that they would form. Didn't she? She said that they would form again.
Yeah, they said they'd come back together.
We
Yeah.
saw them doing that, actually.
Yeah.
No, that it did. I forgot that.
So you see
It has a will to be whole.
Yes. So the priest rocks back in his chair just a little bit and he says, "This is quite disturbing that something of such darkness and evil was right under and he looks over at you, Calix, and right under the nose of a holy warrior such as yourself. So much shielding must have been put into this, and what purpose was that for? And how did it fall into the hands of your friend in the first place?" Oh,
He called it a pack, I think.
Hoopak.
Yes, he was using it as a weapon.
interesting. Okay, well, so he reaches over and he pulls this this braided cord that is on the wall, and you hear some chimes being rang in a different part. And a couple of minutes later, you see a younger priest and an acolyte enter, and they enter and ask the priest what he desires, and he says, "Can you bring me one of the secure boxes from the catacombs below? You know where we keep them." And the younger priest, bows, and they both leave quickly. Probably about 5 more minutes before they finally once again reappear. But during that 5 minutes, the priest asks you, what is your plans? Are you planning on returning to the scene of your friend's burial?
Let me, if I may, we have other important matters. I do hope that you're not going to put these pieces in, say, one place. Maybe dividing them into a couple of containers and putting them in your most secure areas a little apart. And forgive my abject ignorance here, but are you the leader of the order here in town?
I am, yes.
I don't know who you might be able to lean upon, but we don't want to know.
Understandable.
Sound advice.
Yeah. Yeah, he says that's completely understandable. And yes, we do have secure locations, and we can and will split up the fragments. So,
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
As for our next course, we haven't yet decided on that. We have some options that I think it's something we need to further discuss amongst ourselves and
I thought it was
the
fairly
lady.
we were to wait for orders. We still are.
And I think we could have.
The military. We have orders that we will need to follow.
He understands, and he says, I completely understand that you, especially now in this time of war that we find ourselves in. That yes, I'm sure you and your comrades here are in definite need by the crown. So,
Well, it's tough when you have two mistresses.
of course, he chuckles a little bit and he says, "But if you find any more information about this item or other items that might be so cursed, please make sure to share those with me in the future if you can."
I think we
Sure,
can
Louis.
probably leave that to the other member of your order that travels with it. I'm sure he will have ways of doing so. But if we
Yes,
do
sir,
find
Lucas.
information, we will certainly share it.
Yes. The door opens, and the younger priest and the acolyte come in bearing 2 boxes, and you see him reach into his desk and pull out, it looks to be a silk cloth, and he does not pick up the fragments of the actual staff, the hoopak itself, with his hands. He grabs it with this silk cloth, and as soon as you see him touch it, you see that there is like yellowish sparks shoot from the actual shattered piece, and he balls it up in this, and he places it in one of the containers. The wood he also grabs up, but he's not as careful with the wood, for it does not really have any actual real properties, evil or in properties. But he also places it in another one of the boxes, and he does split it up equally.
Before they can shut the boxes,
Mm-hmm.
I go, if I may, and I take out a dagger and I cut the strings on one of my pouches, and I toss it into the box. I don't care which one, whatever's near it.
Okay. So, he closes the boxes. You see, he rises from his chair and he blesses, places blessings upon both boxes, and then he seals them. The young priest and the acolyte take the boxes and leave the room. He once again is standing there in front of you, and he says, again, thank you very much for bringing those items here and sharing with me your story of your friend and your travels. I'm sorry, I did not even get a chance to introduce myself. I am Father Vilho. So I am so glad to meet all of you, and I hope that your travels, wherever you may be heading to, are safe, and that you are you are prosperous in your going forth.
Thank you.
So,
Whoosh.
all right. So he walks you back out into the main part of this cathedral, and you can see that there's a few other acolytes that are putting out candles and sweeping up after the final service, and he again escorts you to the door, and he doesn't shut it behind him or anything. He just stands on the top step and watches you go. Every once in a while, you see other people who pass by at the bottom, wave to him, and he waves back. You can see that he's probably a very popular cleric in this city, and you have an overall just a good feeling that
Something just occurred to me.
What's that?
Oh, as everyone's walking away, I'm going to quietly turn and walk back to him.
Yeah.
And I'm going to whisper to him, Holy Father, should I be concerned with the remains that I carry, do you think? I mean, my hope is if he comes back, he has a limp from the missing, but do I need to dispose of those too? His body.
It would probably not be a bad thing for you to consign them to the flames. That might be the best way to actually have them consumed in fire would probably be your best bet. Now, I understand that if you have some sort of attachment to them, I'm not really too sure what else I can tell you to do.
Bones make the greatest pigment. Just
He
I hate to
kind of
lose
he kind of
a
rocks
word.
back a little bit and looks at you kind of quizzically, and he says,
I'm an artist.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever had anyone ever say something
Take the
like
wrong
that to me.
perspective for your character. He needs to be like a necromancer artist. You make paintings come alive and just attack them. You can get a lot of money being an assassin doing that.
He
Yeah.
he looks at you kind of quizzically, and he's like, "Then you do what you must with your friend." But he just kind of, you can see
Boy,
that
you ain't right.
you can see that you troubled him with your line of questioning.
Oh, thank you, Holy Father.
Somebody say
And I'll
fire?
turn and catch up.
Somebody say fire?
Okay. Was there anything else you wanted to do after you visited this the temple?
Long rest.
Long
I'm
rest.
for sleeping.
Okay, very, very good. So yeah, as you all make your way back to Castle Oversight, and are led in by the castle guards, you know where your rooms are, so you find yourselves back in your quarters. You don't see a lot of people on your floor, but there are guards that every once in a while do patrol the hallways, so that does kind of give you a sense of security. And I believe actually everybody got a separate quarters, so that's kind of good.
Before I go to bed, could while everyone has gone to their rooms, I'm going to sneak back out and head towards Melda's room.
Okay.
I will give it a quiet knock on the door.
Okay. Yeah. So, her room is just right down the hall from yours. Are you trying to be kind of sneaky, getting out and doing this?
I'm trying to not have anyone else see, but I'm not really hiding it from them. I just
Okay.
Hey,
So, can I get
some of them are light sleepers, as I have noted, so I'm going to let them rest
Okay.
unbothered.
Okay. I'll just need a stealth check.
All right.
I don't know if it. Oh, okay. There we go. Wow. Okay.
Sneaky.
Yeah. So, yes, you quietly open the door, pretty much just sliding out, but at the very smallest crack that you can do between this door, and shut it behind you. You quickly make your way down just two more doors, and lightly rap on the door. A few moments pass. You can hear someone moving around inside, and the door creaks open lightly, and you see that there is, as the door does open, you see that light does spill out. It looks to be that there is a lantern lit in the room, and you see the face of Melda sort of peer down at you, and she says, "Oh,
Hello.
Master Timble, how can I help you? Are you okay?"
Well, I just wanted to have a moment to speak with you, if I could.
Oh, of course, yes. She
I
opens
have
the
wine.
door. You can see she is wearing sort of a greenish gown, sort of like a nightgown sort of thing. Her armor and her weapons are just laying on top of a chair. She quickly bundles them up and places them on the floor so you have a place to sit. And she
Okay, when I go in, because I'm male and ornery, I will walk and make sure that I'm passing between her and the lantern just to see how sheer perhaps the gown is, and I will take my seat. I
Okay.
can't help.
Okay, make a perception check.
Oh, how lucky can I be?
That's
We
why.
don't want to go to the end.
That's why this is an 18 plus show. Uh, okay, so yeah, you can see through the light actually does penetrate this thin green cloth, and you can tell probably underneath all of this she is
Armed.
she is well, you don't really see anything armed wise, but you definitely get the feeling that she is probably quite uh, quite beautiful under all of that. So you're like,
Okay.
oh, okay. But you don't see anything that would suggest that she has like a hidden dagger somewhere, or yeah, you
Where's the fun in that?
I know. Yeah. It's pretty terrible, right?
Well, I look at her, and apparently I really looked at her, and I say, I forgive me, but I know that we are busy, and you're living the life of one who is very, I don't know, that of a vagabond, I guess, and going wherever your heart desires. But I would like to once again offer, you may accompany us when we go out and about. I think I myself would love to have you along. You have a breadth of knowledge that could shine a great deal of light on what we are doing here, and it'd be nice to have you come along.
She smiles at that and she says, "Thank you so much. That is so kind of you to say." And I have a feeling that there's probably some more of of the friends that we've made along this way that probably feel the exact same way you do. But unfortunately,
I feel that perhaps you feel that you're much more of an outsider than I think we feel. I really would welcome you along.
she says, unfortunately, I had promised that I would take my leave as soon as we got to Pellic, and I do have other plans, unfortunately, and I really wish that I could, but I and she actually reaches out and like touches your hand. She says, "I know that you all are just wonderful. You all saved me. When those giants crushed me, you all were there. You picked me up and you took me with you. You didn't have to, but you did. And I don't even know how I can repay you for that. And maybe one day I can. But unfortunately, I cannot travel with you any further. And I wish I could give you a better explanation. I really do."
That breaks my heart to learn that. I do believe that. Well, you'll be missed.
She says, "I have a feeling that our paths are going to cross again."
Well, I do hope so.
She looks in. Did you have any luck finding your the lady that you?
Oh, Raven. Yes, we did find.
Good.
Troubling news.
Troubling. Is everything
Yeah,
okay?
it would seem that there's great evil in the world, as we all know. And perhaps it's far closer than we thought.
That pains me to hear that. It really does. Yeah.
And our dear,
I still can't get over what happened to Toby. That was just You can actually see that, you can tell that she is actually moved, by what had actually occurred. And, yeah. So she says, I am very sorry about that.
It is what it is, but
he was such a funny, interesting fellow.
he was something.
Yes, obviously.
Monorails
Yes.
and evil staves. Such an odd fellow with odd makings of his life. I mean, it just seems so.
He absolutely loved that telescope, and
Crazy.
I had no idea why.
Yeah.
He just kept coming up with the strangest stories with it, and what it could be or what he could turn it into. And I'm like, interesting fellow. Well,
I agree, and it is too bad that he has passed.
yes.
It has been a long day, and I will be retiring. And
Well, I'm sure
Please.
I will see you all in the
please,
morning.
can we see you once again in the morning at breakfast, so we can at least as a party send you off.
Thank you. Okay. So, so she shows you to the door, and before she closes the door, she actually gets down on one knee and gives you a kiss on the cheek and a hug.
Oh, well,
You probably need to go lower than that.
yeah. I'm really having a hard time leaving, but I will. I'll be the gentleman, because that's a sheer gown, and I've seen what's beneath. Yeah, I'm
Okay. So,
I'm here.
she quietly closes the door behind you and make a perception check. Okay.
Oh, I'm well in deep thought.
Okay. Yeah, you're actually too deep in thought to detect anything at this point in time, and so you head on back to your quarters. Get comfortable and do whatever you're planning on doing for the rest of the
I'll go to sleep. I'm. It has been a long day.
Yeah. Okay. Believe the rest of you all had turned in and are working on a very nice, well-needed, much-needed long rest.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, Kellex, I need you to make a perception check.
That's never a good sign.
No.
It sounded bad.
It'll be fine.
Did I? Okay, I thought maybe
Did it work?
Maybe I didn't. No, I'm sorry, it did not work.
Okay. There you go. Okay. So you're not really too sure what time it is, but you do realize it is still dark outside. From
dark 30.
Yeah, and you hear a light tapping on your door.
Timbo's not going to come and see what I got underneath of mine.
No.
Well,
Just making your rounds.
2 beer penalty.
I am a painter, but I am not of the Greek.
All right. So, yeah.
is it a raven tapping on your chamber door?
Oh, she brought me 2 of these. She tried to tell me something.
So,
So, yep, I obviously I know it's safe, so I do just kind of slightly open the door.
okay. Outside in the dimly lit hallway, you see Melda completely dressed in her gear, and her backpack is on her back.
Maybe? Is everything okay?
She says, just through the door, and she says, Sir Kellex, I'm going to take my leave now, as I had promised before. I
I'm sorry to hear that. I was actually hoping you would have maybe changed your mind and travel with us some more.
I wish I could, but I have other things that I'm going to be taking care of, but I wanted to let you know that I appreciate everything that you've done. I appreciate everything that Kiffy and Yarn and Grenna and Timble and Tomas have done for me. I could not have asked for better traveling companions over these the last few weeks. And as I told Timble, I truthfully believe that our paths will cross again, but at this point in time, I have to take my leave, and if I show up tomorrow morning and you all said goodbye to me, I don't know what... I don't know if I could survive that. And you actually see that, and usually elves are a little bit more reserved in their feelings, but you can actually see that her eyes are filling with water.
I don't know if I find something a handkerchief or something to give to her. I said, I and the others will definitely be sad to hear that, that you're leaving. I mean, and I truly hope our paths do meet again. I was, truly hoping that you would have traveled with us some more, but you must do what you must do.
Thank you.
May I ask, where does your path lead you?
Well, I had received some news from my father and mother while I was here. I had told them that I was eventually going to make it here, and they had left some information with a family friend, and I'm going to be staying with them for the next couple of days. And after that, who knows where my elven nature will take me. But she blots her eyes with the napkin or the handkerchief that you offer her, and she says, "But yes, that's I'm going to remain here for some time. Who knows where your travels will take you, and if we happen to cross again in the street when you return, maybe I'll take you all up on that offer to travel with you further. But at this point in time, I really can't."
Understandable. I hope the Arch Paladin does, see fit for our paths to meet again. I kind of take her hand. I give it a chivalrous kiss.
Yeah, she gives it to you willingly. She is more than, and you can actually see that she, even in the dim light, you can see her blush just slightly. And
like some gropey gnome.
Yeah, and she again, she blots her eyes. You said, "You all are making this so much harder than it has to be," and she actually lifts her head up to you and actually kisses you on the lips.
I blush. Kellex blushes.
She steps back and she says, "I know I probably shouldn't have done that, but I've been wanting to do that probably since the moment I met you." And then she just sort of turns and walks off down the hallway.
And I kind of mumble, it's a gift that I'll always keep with me.
So, as you turn back, you realize that the tear-stained handkerchief is sitting on the little table right next to the door.
I pick that up and I tuck it away.
Cool. Okay. So, you return, I guess, back to bed.
Yeah, I mean, I think and hopefully I'm not going to delay anything, but Kellex has been, during the time that they got back, he has been thinking about possibly sometime in the morning heading back to the temple. He wants to talk to the father again about something.
Okay. Well, as a follower of Heronius, you do know when services, and a lot of times, a lot of the cathedrals here are open 24 hours a day. There's usually someone inside to either offer healing services, things of that nature, but also to offer sanctuary to those who may be in danger. So you could easily probably just show up at any time and at least talk to somebody. You may not talk to Father Vilho though, but you would probably get a chance to talk with someone.
Okay, I'll get some rest first, and maybe
Okay.
like before breakfast. The temple's not far, right?
No, it's not.
Okay, I'll go before breakfast.
Okay. So yeah, you all are able to complete your long rest. You have all your spells and your hit points and everything else you happen to be missing. Grenna, I need you to make a perception check. Okay, that's fine. You don't. It was just a general overall perception. I wanted you to check on something, but unfortunately it escaped you, and that's okay.
Captain Oblivious.
Later.
Lovey-dovey stuff, I'm good.
Okay. So yeah, you all rise, get cleaned up, you wash your faces. The servants actually come around and deliver wash pots and towels and things of that nature for you to clean and present yourself, make yourself presentable. And in a few moments, the same servants escort you downstairs to a very well a lavishly appointed table full of breakfast foods, different types of meats, bacon, eggs, regional sausages. There's beers, things like that. You don't see a lot of water. Actually, water's kind of hard to come by, but you do see like fruit juices and beer and things of that nature. So, other visitors here at Castle Oversight join you off and on throughout this elaborate breakfast, and not too long into you feel full. And the topic of conversation, of course, is the war. So you hear a few conversations going on around you. But the one thing that you definitely notice is the absence of Melda Emberheart.
I guess being unmuted would be good. So I come in, I sit down with my friends, and I tell them I have some unfortunate news. It looks like Melda has decided not to continue her travels with us.
She ghosted us.
Probably came on a little too strong.
Who came on strong? Then, I told her, she's looking to go back and visit with her family, and just felt it was time. And then Kellex blushes a little bit and says no more.
There'll be more.
Make a perception
What?
check. Everybody else can make a perception check to see if they detect that blush.
What blush?
He blushed. He
The
said he
one-
blushed.
The one that
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm not paying attention. Boys suck.
suck. Boys suck. Wow.
Yeah.
Most of you guys
I'm
are having
profoundly indifferent, so
Yeah.
I'm definitely not even gonna roll.
See, guys,
profoundly
I got your feet on
indifferent.
the indifference, though.
I
It's not-
was in a moment of recall of gowns and yeah.
Okay.
Wonders
I,
of
I,
life.
I I love Kiffy's the whole thing about that is like, yes, I'm not even gonna bother rolling because I just don't care.
Probably really kind of trained bubbles.
Let's go kill something.
Yeah, finally, the wizard and I agree on something.
Yeah, I need to do something.
You need to do something.
It's
Okay.
been a long one.
A
Okay.
little ultraviolence never
Oh,
did
gosh.
anybody any harm, except for the
Fire.
people on the other end of my mace.
I have
Okay.
questions concerning our meal.
Okay.
You said that there other visitors were present.
Yes.
Were any of the contingent of the elves present?
Yes, you do see that there are a few. There's two elves here at the table. Both are wearing more diplomatic finery than military. Yeah, military uniforms. So you kind of figure that both of them are probably either from their outfits are different. One you see is yeah. If you can give me kind of a perception, or also actually, how about I don't know if they have that as a skill any longer. Do you have anything in nobility? I don't think they even have nobility anymore.
No, I have no nobility, but I love that perception not helping me at all,
Yeah.
because I was trying to discern if there was actual the colors, if they, thinking back to the elf who was with Lady Ilya, what he was wearing, if I could put the livery together
Right.
and try to
The one thing that you do note is something that you remember seeing on Melda's, one on her bow and the other one on her
armor.
her armor.
Okay.
One was of a unicorn
Mhm.
in gold, which you remember was from the that was what was on her bow, and that is the markings of the of Celene. The other one, the crest that was on her armor is from the
Was that the arrow
yeah.
bow?
Yeah. And so the other one was from the Vespi forest, which she has told you that she actually hailed from. So you see that there's one an envoy from the Vespi, and there's also an envoy from Celene.
Well, I will ask. Forgive my ignorance. But which of you is Bestie and the other Celene?
Oh, you see them just sort of look and sort of smile at each other real quick. Well, again, the one with the unicorn, the gold unicorn. He says,
Oh,
I am from Celene.
and by default, you must be from Bestie.
Yes. Yeah. How and they kind of look you all over, and they see that you're in the presence of Kellex, who does have his military, his rank is present, and they look at and said, "Are you all in the military here in Bissell?"
I'm an artist paid by the Queen. I'm a rumor mongering snob, is all. I was just curious. I was trying to stick my nose where it's not met.
Yeah, you see a little bit of a smile cross their faces. A rumor-mongering snob. Oh, how often do we get to see that? They both just kind of chuckle, and they said, "So have you all been to the front.
Indeed, we have.
Dire news, I suppose.
It has been. Much of our unit is gone, so we have returned looking for new work, really. But it is,
They,
know,
the,
as
the,
fortune wills it.
yeah, the envoy from the Vestfeed looks over and kind of looks at Kellex and says, "And are you the commander of this small squad?"
Yes, I am the the
He is the ranking officer.
ranking officer with for the squads. Thank you.
Not
Appreciate it,
necessarily
Russ.
the commander.
Yeah, they said, well, we wish you much luck, and hopefully we might be able to provide some sort of aid soon. We're sure hoping that we can bring more to help you. Said,
It would. Really
Yeah.
would.
I'm
That
sure.
would be wonderful.
It said, well, unfortunately, gentlemen, lady, we have a meeting with the Queen in less than 20 minutes. And then you all kind of look around because you also realize that you're running a little late for your own meeting, which is supposed to be in 5 minutes.
Oh,
So,
yes.
a few
We
moments.
must be going to.
Yes, a few moments later, you all pick up your once again escorted, but this time instead of being escorted by servants, you're actually escorted by a one
Unreal
lone
dwarf.
one lone soldier who bears the rank of a lieutenant, and yeah, he approaches and said, "Lady, gentlemen, it is time." And so you all follow him through a labyrinth of hallways till you finally find yourself right outside the double doors of the throne room once again. He enters. The guards that are on the door stay. And within a very, very quick amount of time, not like last time where you actually had to wait 5 minutes, the doors are immediately open to you, and you are shown inside. Again, you see the queen. You see Lady Ilia, who is sitting on the throne next to the empty throne of her husband. And as soon as she sees you, she stands. And you all are called forth by the chamberlain there. He kind of motions this way. You all get to within the allowed distance. And how do you want to proceed?
I'll drop to a knee, bow my head.
Yeah, Kellex will do likewise.
Yeah, whatever's diplomatic. I'm just here as an emissary, so I'm not gonna grovel, but I'll give due respect.
Okay. So, yeah, this is good. Yeah, she motions you all, to rise and says, "I'm so glad that you came to me with the information that you did yesterday. And now I have something that I have to ask you, and I'm hoping that you are up to and willing for this challenge. With having so little of our soldiers able to be fielded at this time, I have been given information of the whereabouts of where my husband is being kept." She looks to you, Kellex, and says, "Captain Kellex, if you would you and your squad of friends be willing to take upon this unbelievable hardship and return my husband to me?"
Why do I have a bad feeling for this?
My lady, it would be our duty and honor to do so.
The Chamberlain hands out a piece of paper to Lady Ilia, and then she passes it on to you. And in it, do you speak Elvish or read Elvish?
Oh, I don't think so, but let me just double check.
Yeah. As she hands it to you, she says, "This is a communication that was sent to us by scouts right along the border of Bissell, north of Thornward, and they have been tracking where my husband has been taken." And so, yeah.
I hand the piece of paper to Timble, or is it any of you can read this?
Sadly, I cannot.
What language is it in?
Elvish.
Elvish.
Well, you know what? Name. So,
Kind of surprised that nobody speaks Elvish. I love this.
Hey, we don't spend our time on such foppish endeavors in the dwarf hold over here.
I speak.
I do speak. Oh yeah. Oh no, that's my favorite. No.
It's your favorite enemy? Oh, God.
Elvis?
No, I speak.
Nice.
Damn.
Kiffy has more respect for you.
That answers that.
Kippy's on board with your choice of favorite enemy. God.
Here, really sure.
Everyone liked that.
There's the granite smear. No, I speak Elvish.
Okay, awesome. Great.
Go on.
Look, I haven't
Okay.
saving and driving you guys nuts.
Okay. So
Not
yeah.
right.
So yeah, you take this piece of paper from Kellex and start to read it. And what it outlines is the exact location of where the Margrave is actually being kept. And there is an ancient dwarven citadel. It's a ruin, just probably a day's travel north of Thornward. And it's on the mountainside. They're just a little bit northwest of Thornward, and it is called Kodal Keep. Kodal is the name of the keep, and it's an ancient ruin. At one point in time, the dwarves, of course, held these lands. Especially the mountainous regions to the north, and over the centuries, hundreds of centuries, the people of Ket had driven out many of the dwarven inhabitants of those mountain passes. So yes, you know of this. Kiffy, if you can give me I don't know if you have history or anything, but I would actually give you you could, I'm trying to think what it's called. You can get an advantage for rolling if you have any history.
Well, I don't think I have ranks. I just have my intelligence bonus.
Okay.
I'm apparently dumb today, so we're just gonna move on.
Kippy's like, just don't care. No. Well, with the 12, that's not bad. You have heard of it, but you do not know the history behind it. And you didn't really know where the actual location was, but there were tales from your upbringing of the history of the dwarves, but a lot of those times you were just sitting there bored, thinking more of other things. So at least you've heard of it.
Yeah. Damn cat hippies.
Is she a queen?
You would consider, yeah, she would literally be considered a queen.
Okay. I wanted to dress her appropriately. Or Kellex dress her appropriately. Your Majesty, from what my sergeant has detailed to me, or what you have said, that's on the other side of the enemy lines. How
She smiles.
are we going to get? I guess I'm just trying to determine how do we get there. What is our course?
She understood, and she says, "I believe I have at least some way of being able to help you get behind those lines." Okay.
Undetected is how we get there. Undetected.
That means you can't burn anything down.
So
You can't get that
yeah.
It just has to look natural.
Just as you mentioned this, you see her kind of look off to her left, and in walks this elderly gentleman dressed in robes, and he has a very funny sort of looking hat. He's not an elf. He's just a human being. But you can see he's of extreme advanced age, and he walks with a cane. There are arcane symbols and runes that are etched in this cane, and you have this feeling that he is some sort of extremely powerful magic user. And the Lady Elia says, Sir Calyx, or Captain Calyx, this is Antero. He is the High Wizard of Bissell. And I believe he might have the answer you seek to travel to where you need to go. Antero walks over to you, and he says, "Oh, so you are to travel beyond the lines of danger today, I see, huh?"
It would seem so.
Yes.
Today.
I think I have a solution for you, so you do not have to travel overland as far as you need to. He says, at one point in time, and hopefully it is still standing, is a tower in Thorn Ward. And that tower, in the top of it, has a summoning circle of some immense power of my own creation. He takes just a really deep breath, and he's like, "Oh, yes. I forget myself." And he just kind of goes blank for a minute, and he's like, "Oh, no, it's still there. Oh, okay, well, whatever. So I will take you to my tower here in the keep, in this castle, and we shall teleport you and your band of friends to my tower in Thornward. I hope it is still standing, for if it is not, you all might actually be lost in the mists of time and space itself. Wouldn't that be horrible?" And he just starts like laughing. And
Man,
you're like,
you really know how to sell it.
he's, you kind of you do see some concern kind of flash over the Queen's face for a moment, and she's like, "What did he just say?" She's talking with the Chancellor. Yeah, so he continues. He said, "So if you are ready, I will take you to my tower, and we shall get proceeding on to your mission, so to speak."
Can perhaps we should garner some gear? Perhaps
What's the
step
gnome
out,
said?
collect a few things, and then prepare ourselves. I doubt us, fresh off breakfast, are quite ready to travel.
The Queen looks over at her Chancellor and says, "Make sure that whatever they require for their trip, make sure that they have whatever they need. Make sure they have provisions. Make sure they have potions if they need them. we have to get the Margrave back. I'm
Oh,
afraid that without him being here, or without knowledge of his actual presence within the country, we could be facing a complete disaster. The Chancellor looks over at you and says, "So, you all first follow me, and then I'll hand you back over to Antero here for your travel." The Chancellor motions for you all to follow him, and he takes you out into another large room, and he starts. He has some parchment and starts writing down some things, and you see him take a wax melting spoon and actually melts some wax in it and pours it upon the document and then stamps it with the royal seal. And then he folds it and hands it to you, Kellex, and says, "This should get you whatever you might happen to need. I would suggest you head to the merchant's quarter as fast as possible. I know the Queen is very eager to have her husband return to her. So here, take this, and whatever expense you might happen to accrue, I am sure the Crown will be happy to help fund your most righteous endeavor." And hands it to you.
Thank you, good sir.
Okay.
We have just been handed carte blanche.
Away! A blank check. I love it.
Well, I mean,
When we get clear of everything,
also kind of remember this is a time of war, so finding like really, really good stuff might be kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
Okay, so remember, where you're at and what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm thinking more like fundamental stuff. Like maybe we should get some healing potions because I could only do so much here.
Healing
I
potions.
agree with the thought of healing potions, but I also believe that any of us that have been in the regular army might want to get something that does not
Look like
make us look like we were ever in the army. I think we should shed that armor, and I'll point to Pav. And we need to drop the livery and prepare ourselves.
Wait, we were wearing livery?
No, I probably Yay!
Two of us were.
Isn't really part of the army, so that's not a thing for me. But
I was
great thing
paid
about
more.
being a spy is that you get to get hanged instead of getting put in prison.
If they can prove you were.
No, they just have to suspect it.
Yeah, there's no due process. It's just like, hey, he might be a spy. Let's get rid of him.
Is it useful to us? No.
Get him, Bubbles! Get him! I'm in danger!
Okay, to answer your question, Grenna, yes. Bubbles does enjoy beer.
Yeah.
That's appropriate.
Yes.
Tiny bubbles in my beer.
Oh, no. Shiny bubbles in my bubbles.
No. I'm gonna make sure I have a pouch full of dried meaty treats just for him.
Okay, very good.
Because those are good training mechanisms.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Okay,
is.
so
Okay.
we're going to go to the merchant's quarter. We're looking for healing potions. I'm looking for any sort of wands, rods, etc. that just might happen to be around, because that would be useful.
Magical scrolls would be nice.
Yeah. Any sort of magic item that we can find that would be useful. Particularly looking for a potion of invisibility.
Okay.
Oh, good invisibility.
Well, no, it would be good to give Timble that and then let him go wander off. As a
I was
scout.
thinking that
'Cause there's
I
no
needed to find a place to secure my normal gear, and I actually need to get some armor, as I have none. I have a few weapons, but I'd like to inspect my weapons, make sure that there are no markings of Bissell on any of them, and replace them. I know I picked up a rapier off of the battlefield. I have no need for that. I want a nondescript rapier. If I can find an enchanted one, I would be quite happy. I would like to take my gold and exchange it for other bits and bobs of either coin of other kingdoms, but gems would be fine. Something that's not. I'm basically washing everything of Bissell off.
Okay.
Yeah, same with Kellex. You know, I'm not sure what kind of markings his armor has.
Armor markings.
Yeah, those kind of things. His tunic and stuff. Everything that gets rid of any sign of
I believe it's really
Bissell.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Probably his shield probably has Bissell all over it, so he'll have to find a new shield.
And Tomas, I think, will need to have fitting gear for when he's with us.
We'll see him getting rid of his pride.
Yeah, it's too bad he's not here to roleplay that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, too bad.
Maybe we
I
want to
think
pick something.
that
Maybe we should pick something nice out for him.
That you come sober on the other side.
Yusha. Yeah.
You're right. We need to get something very nice for him because that will make him the first target.
Okay.
Pick me. A bright neon green cloak. That'll do it.
Bright neon green.
So I mean, for Kellex, he's not really going to need anything additional that he doesn't already have, except for just to change out his essentially his uniform, and I think maybe like everybody else is looking for some healing potions.
Okay. Yeah.
And rations. Those just the normal stuff,
Right.
He knows there's a war going on. He doesn't want to take from
Right.
from the
from
the war effort.
Yeah, you're able to find clothing and gear at pretty moderate prices. Not that you have to worry about cost. A lot of more dark colors, things that you're able to camouflage yourself with, and everybody was able to find something that is going to definitely work in a field setting. Especially lending to the type of work that you are being sent to do.
Yeah, Kellex was going to think about actually getting some different armor, but he has a feeling this is going to be kind of stealthy, so he's going to stick with his chain shirt.
Right. Yeah, you're able to find 10 potions of healing. So you might want to write that down.
Got it.
Cool. Okay.
Being 10 healing.
As far as rations go, you are able to find probably 2 weeks worth of iron rations. So you are easy enough to find rations and extra wine skins and things of that nature. You're able to procure those.
How were we at fighting weapons without, let's just say, Southern armor crafters or weapon crafter marks? Something. I don't want to be too simple, but I want them to be serviceable, but not, shiny and straight out of the forges.
Right. Right.
Everybody's at war. I don't think they're going to be focused that much on it because you're going to grab whatever you can find on the battlefield on both sides.
Now, a lot of time and right now in the situation that they're in, weapons are kind of hard to come by. Bladed weapons, a lot of that has went to the front, or to local militias, or things of that nature. So finding actual weapons, armor is a little bit easier to find, but weapons are kind of difficult. Now you can find smaller bladed, like daggers, short swords, things of that nature. But when you're talking about long swords, two-handed, weapons like axes and swords, it's a little bit harder to get a hold of.
So the leathers would be simple enough for me to pick up.
Leathers are going to be easy. Yeah. Yeah, leather.
And what about a? Well, if I can't find a rapier, I mean, I will certainly inspect the one that I picked up on the field.
Okay.
For any markings, but then I'll get a short sword or two also.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's easy enough to get. The rapier that you pulled, that you found on the battlefield, while it is serviceable, you don't think it would last another probably hard fight.
Okay.
So you're kind of thinking it might be something that you could trade in, and definitely help in that regard. But yeah, finding two short swords is going to be quite simple. So you can add that to your inventory.
Hey, Brian, what
Yeah.
kind of potions of healing did we get? Just want to make sure.
Okay, right now the only thing that you could find were just your basic potions of healing, which do 2d4 plus 2. But for those people watching at home, and also to remind you guys, whenever we do healing here, healing is for maximum, no matter if it's Kiffy healing or it's potion healing, because this is a dangerous world. And it's part of my homebrew rules is that you guys have at least something to pull yourselves out of like really sticky situations, and that's one of my gifts, because I'm a magnanimous DM.
All right.
Everybody has 2 weeks, except for Ed, who has none. Everybody has 2 weeks rations.
Okay.
Okay, good deal. Was there anything else you wanted?
Invisibility potion.
That you're not going to be able to find,
Darn.
unfortunately.
I think for myself, I would also. I don't have a true backpack. I can get that.
It is big.
I'm going to cut his
It's a wallet.
tendons in the back of his knee. I think that might bring him down in size.
Yeah, that beard on your face is very flammable.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Moving right
No,
along.
Ouch.
I think I'm pretty happy with my gear. I don't know, if I was able to trade it in for another rapier, that would be good. If not, I will.
Yeah,
I'll
rapiers
use,
rapiers are going to be kind of hard to find.
All right,
But,
sure, what it is.
but yeah, if you needed another backpack, backpacks are easy to get. Like the basic gear is pretty simple to find. Okay. So anybody else? Everybody good? Okay. So yeah, so you start making your way back towards the to Castle Oversight, and as you do so, you hear someone calling out Yarn. You hear someone calling out your name from a crowd of people who it looks as though have just rode up on horseback.
How odd.
Yes.
Do I recognize that person?
You vaguely remember this person. Like I said, you were at sea for a very long time, but you do realize that this is one of the servants from your father's house.
Okay. I
So,
immediately go over to where he is.
okay. So yes, as he approaches, you remembered his name. His name is Ino, and Ino comes to an abrupt halt in front, just probably 5 feet away from you, and bows just a very curt, sharp bow. And he says, Master Jan, I have a message from your sister. And he hands you a rolled up document case.
Thank you. Have you been seen to for food and lodging?
Said, we have. Thank you so much for asking. I wish I could tell you more, but great tidings. I do understand that something wonderful has happened at home, and your sister wanted to share this with you.
Well, thank you very much.
He once again bows sharply and then retreats. And you see him and two other riders with him once again mount up and start to make their way through the city. Okay, so yeah, you open this up and immediately you recognize the handwriting of your sister. Her name is Sif, and she writes to tell you that your brother has been elected the Jarl of Jarl's village and town, which is that's kind of a big step for the family. And it also kind of announces that Sif also tells you that she has been betrothed to a local man there in your hometown, and that your father is trying to arrange a wife for you.
Oh boy!
Yeah, and you know exactly who he's chosen.
Hey!
And you are kind of cringing because you know exactly who it is that he's picked, and Sif is kind of warning you what is kind of transpiring. Yeah, the woman in question is a lady named Varpu, and Varpu is when you last saw her, which was probably close to 10 years ago, she was probably not the prettiest lady that you'd ever met. She was very plain. And she was also more predestined to be a member of the clergy, which was not something that you were really kind of interested in. But Sif is, you can read between the lines, and you're kind of, the way she is describing Varpu is that maybe something has happened, or there's a change or something. And it is intriguing, but again, you're also kind of thinking of the young girl that you knew from 10 years hence, and you're kind of like, she was kind of a wet blanket. But your sister seemed very, the way she's writing is that you might be surprised. But she sends her her tidings and love, and lets you know what has happened with the family. And also at the bottom of the little container, you find 3 platinum pieces. And that was a gift from your brother. She writes in the... Yeah.
Well, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. The platinum is an obligation now.
And you won't mind if I take 2 of those.
No, you don't mind if I set you on fire, do you?
I'm not really that flammable.
The beard is.
The beard is. Okay, so yeah, you kind of you jingle them in your hand and go, okay, well this is
all right,
different.
We're gonna find the absent-minded sorcerer and get transported somewhere where we got no idea where we're going.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Did you your character announce what was in the letter there, Russ, or you keep it to yourself?
It's kind of like brother, sister, father, marriage. Me? No.
Did I hear right, my friend? Marriage?
Not yet. And I would have to go home for that to take place. So that may be a while.
Ah, so you have a reason for returning safely.
Yes,
Congratulations.
exactly.
Okay. So,
What happens to the letter?
I roll it up and put it in my pouch.
Okay.
Okay.
10 feet away from the little gnome.
Okay, so yeah, you make your way back over to Castle Oversight, and once again are in the presence of Antero. The elderly wizard walks with you, and every once in a while he just stops, like he got lost for a second, and then he kind of shakes himself a little bit, and he goes, Oh, yes. And he kind of looks around at all of you and say, Tower. Yes, that's where we're heading. And so he's like, oh, come on. And so you finally get to this tower. And you're looking at this staircase and thinking, this is going to take us forever to get to the top of this stair. This old man is moving at a snail's pace. And so he says, "Oh, we're not going to take the stairs. I'm too tired for that." And he takes you over to this little alcove, and he reaches his hand out and places it upon a stone. And as he does so, and he said, what I need you to do is just follow what I do. And don't question anything. Just touch this stone. And just as he touches that stone and finishes that sentence, he disappears.
What's in the room?
I mean,
What
he's
is
like,
in the room?
he is like gone like that. And you're like, uh-oh, what? Yeah, I mean, it's like a really tiny little alcove that's on this wall, and he just touches this one stone in the center of the back of the alcove, and he's gone.
I touched the stone.
You're gone.
All right.
Felix is a little hesitant, but he reaches out and touches the stone.
And you're gone.
So can we even reach
Space and time.
Yes, you can reach the stone. Yeah.
Okay. So holding on to bubbles, I guess I'm gonna close my eyes, take a breath, and touch the stone.
Okay. So you touch the stone, and it's instantaneous. You end up finding yourself, from what you can gather, in the very tallest tower room of this building. And standing in the middle of this gigantic summoning circle, that a lot of times you see summoning circles that are some of them are use colored sand, some of them use stones, paint, things. That this one is very, very ornate, and it's also cut or carved into the wood, so it is a permanent arcane fixture of this tower. Above it is a domed ceiling that is adorned with the stars and constellations of this world that you can see. And make a perception check.
Brian, we're missing 2 people.
Are we missing 2 people?
We are?
Yep.
Are we? I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yes, you are.
The
short
2 of
people did not touch the stone.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought you did. I know that Grenna did. But okay, so I'm sorry. So what are you guys waiting for then? Are you all standing there just kind of looking around?
Whenever somebody says don't ask questions, I
You ask
become
questions.
deeply suspicious.
Okay.
So I'm not touching that under any circumstances.
Okay. All
I'm-
right.
So let's see if we can find a stairway.
Okay, the stairs are like right behind you, and you
Is there
can
anything else in this little alcove, or in the rooms that we came into once we met the tower?
Well, okay, no. This little alcove is right next to the stairs.
Okay.
And the stairs don't look like they've been taken in a very long time. There's like an actual thick layer of dust on each of the stairs. So as you trudge up these stairs, it's going to take you probably a good three minutes to get to the actual top.
Is there any landing? Like to
No, it is a spiraling, just
see. I wouldn't know that if
stone
I had
case.
to take the stair. So.
Yeah. So
Was there any other stones there, despite the big one? You know.
well, yeah. I mean, it's stone, but he said to touch specifically that one. So you're not really too sure if you touch another stone what might happen to you. But you can
You
try.
won't know until you do it.
You might end up somewhere else.
May
Or
experience
someone else.
or Montreal.
Oh, where's Toby when you need him?
Yeah. I
Oh,
just
and
don't want to be
the-
disassembled.
Don't want to be this. You don't want a Willy Wonka chocolate bar, you know.
That's right. In Greyhawk, doors are they're very suspicious of magic, aren't they? Normally.
Mm-hmm.
Can be.
Yep.
Forgot about that.
Okay, so as you all are standing up there, like you notice that you are missing a few members. And how'd you guys do on your perception checks?
Oh,
Not as badly as the wizard, apparently.
Oh, I didn't do one.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Okay,
Oh my!
that's lovely. I love
we
it.
did.
You guys are
We know
okay.
this. We have feet.
That was good.
We
Okay.
have feet.
So, yeah, y'all are just kind of looking around at the intricately carved summoning circle, teleportation circle in the middle of this just gigantic tower. And a few moments later, you hear the huffing and puffing of your friends as they finally make it up the stairs. Just kind of like,
Hey, I do rule 1 cardio. I'm all set.
What took y'all so long?
Trust issues.
I
yeah.
couldn't let my friend walk alone.
Yeah. So Antero says, all right, so all you have to do now is just step inside the circle and I will activate it. But, don't,
Sorry, Arch.
what?
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
You're still unsure if the tower is still there? Have you?
Well, it's a war zone. There's probably, there might be some damage. I hope it isn't, but I guess you'll find out when you land.
When we took the monorail from, is it?
You'll be fine. And before you go, I need to give you something so you can return home quickly if need be. And
Like before we impact the ground?
what? Oh, okay, hold on. And he reaches into like a bin of things and he starts rummaging around. He says, "Okay." He looks it over and he says, "Oh, yes, you. Yes, Northman or whatever you happen to be. Here, take this."
And what is this?
He says, "This right here, this small stone, is actually a wyvern egg. I have placed an enchantment upon it, and what I need you to do is, when it is time for you to return here, you need to make sure all of your friends are nearby to you, and all you must do is smash it underfoot."
Now, do I have to be in the circle to do this, or is this in
No.
any
You can
location?
be anywhere.
Okay.
So,
Is he the only one that can activate?
you have some sort of power. I can feel it by just looking upon you. So you have this ability, and you can use this. But please be careful, for if it cracks before time, you will be teleported right back here. And if your friends are not nearby, you will leave them to their fate.
I understand. May I make a suggestion?
Do something about
Yes.
Have 4 guards stationed out.
That is a wise decision. And he says,
I
but
suspect that if we are running. We're going to be running.
He reaches behind him, and you can see that there is something under it looks to be like a drapery or something. And he says, I think I have something that might be just a tad bit better. And he reaches up and he pulls down this drape, and behind it is a golem.
Perfect.
And he says, I will make sure to activate this as soon as you leave. And he says,
the golem will recognize us as friendly.
That's very, very good. So what I need you to do is remember this word.
Go ahead.
He says, the word is Naimeli. Naimeli. If you do not say it immediately upon arrival, he most likely will tear you limb from limb and throw you out the window here, and then your parts will be downstairs, and I won't be able to save you.
Okay. Now, important safety tip, guys. Naimeli. All right, let me sure. In chorus. Naimeli.
Monorail.
Naimeli. Go look.
Naimeli.
Naimeli. Hold on. Very good.
us or all of us have to say it.
Oh, I would. Everybody say it. That way, the golem has no illusion. Okay. Go ahead.
Wizard, do you think next time you might be able to make it out of like a walnut, something not so easily crushed? Because I think that might work a little better.
A walnut?
Oh, man.
I don't think so.
Yeah. They're hard to break.
Yes, but a walnut
You have to do it with will.
It just doesn't have the makeup of something. Remember, we're teleporting. We're flying through the air. A wyvern egg is the only choice for such a spell delivery. Oh, a walnut. Oh, Lord. Oh, move along.
Would you happen to have a small...
Throw a walnut across the room. They fly.
Would you happen to have a small box?
Maybe your wizard friend can knock some sense into you on your journey. A box, you say? That I can give you.
You send us into war.
Yes?
You send us into war with an egg.
Yes.
A fragile item.
Damn
You
right.
see the problem I have?
I understand your concern.
It's a fruitful criticism, sir.
Yes. Okay, so he reaches behind him and brings out this small, and it actually looks like a much larger egg, but you twist it and it opens up. And he says, okay, if you're so concerned about breaking things, yeah, put it in that.
I know him. And I point to Hal.
I'll put it in the metal egg and then put it in my pouch.
Okay, very good.
Checking to make sure my letter's still there.
It's still there.
Felix kind of looks at everybody and says, I recommend drawing your weapons. We don't know what we're going to transport into. So he kind of pulls out his warhammer, gets his shield ready, and steps into the circle.
Okay. Yes, Kippy.
Yeah, I'm doing a battle pose. Let's get on with it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you all step into the middle of the circle. You hear the elderly wizard start to call forth arcane magics using languages that most of you, other than of course Yarn, is able to pick up on several of these, some of the words, but some of these are extremely powerful, more powerful than his knowledge. And in just a few brief moments, there's a bright flash, and you find yourself standing in the what you can only guess is the top of a tower. The roof has been burnt off. You can smell burning wood, um, and you can see the sky is dark with what you can pretty much guess is the rest of the city of Thornward has been pretty much reduced to ash. As you kind of look out one of the shattered windows in this tower, you can see that the city itself has almost completely burned to the ground. Every once in a while you see flames are still consuming certain consumable items, but you can see it's just a vast wasteland that you're looking over. One thing that you do notice that is missing are Ket soldiers. So you're thinking that they just did a scorched earth policy on the city, and have gone ahead and proceeded south towards to True Light, and then on to Chage. But you are now behind enemy lines in a tower that looks as though it has seen much, much better days.
Well, after taking kind of stock of surroundings, you kind of point. I guess there's stairs going down. Yes,
there are stairs going down.
Let's get down. From what I know of most wizard spells, they tend to draw attention.
Right. So, as you start to make your way down this staircase, you see that there are some holes in the walls, and there are some really tricky spots. So I'm going to need you all to make some climb checks. So can I get at least one climb check from you? Because you have one part where the staircase is actually missing.
But I think depending, you can use either athletics or acrobatics, depending on.
Okay.
Is that right, Brian?
Yeah. Let's go with athletics then.
Okay.
Yeah. If it will help, I would like to go ahead with my skills and do like stone cutting on the way down to check for shit that might collapse and whatnot.
Yeah, you can see that this tower has taken significant damage, and that you're not really too sure how much longer it's going to be standing. So Kiffy, you feel that it is very prudent to get out of here as fast as you possibly can. Every once in a while, you hear something creak above you as a wooden beam sort of starts to hang loose, and you just have this overwhelming feeling that this is a trap.
Oh yeah, crumbling stonework is like about the worst thing that you can feel around you when you're a dwarf.
Right. Okay, so Timble, you had no problem whatsoever climbing down the shattered staircase. Grenna,
I would like to point out that my reservations with the sorcerer were well founded.
Mommy's proud. Keep moving.
Okay, yeah, so Timble did fine. Kiffy did fine. Yarn, you have a little bit of trouble, and there is one section where you're trying to kind of scale down one part of the staircase, and your foot slips, and you are left dangling there for just a brief moment. I need you to make a strength check.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, that's the wrong one. That was intelligent.
Yeah, that's intelligence. Yeah, it's like no, that's okay. It was. Oh my.
What?
Okay, so
You're in.
How close to him? Are we?
his hand the handhold that he's holding on to.
Oh, time out. Luck. Reroll.
What's that?
His luck.
Yeah, I got one better. Crap. Luck again. 3 times a day.
You're gonna use it all on a tower.
Oh, Jesus!
You know it's better than to die. So, oof.
Oh, that was
Come on,
terrible.
number 7.
Okay.
Last one.
So
Last one.
Why are you wasting it on a tower?
Because I don't want to take damage.
if you get a
There we
7,
I can kill you. You're good.
okay.
Oh, sad.
Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. Okay, so you're hanging there for a moment. The actual stone that you're holding onto falls out of the wall, and so you're falling, and you fall almost an entire down to a lower staircase, and you unfortunately are going to take only 2 points of falling damage, so that's not too bad.
Yay!
Okay, so
You have to go to everybody.
so Timble, you are going to need to make a sleight of hand check.
That's why I made the sleight of hand check.
Okay, cool. All right, that's really good, and you're able to snag said pack. So, Yarn, I need you to make perception. Oh, okay. Yeah, you definitely noticed this. As you are falling from the wall, all you see is the tiny hand of Timble reach out and snag your backpack. As you go flying down, he relieves you of it, and you kind of watch him. As you're falling backwards down to this other staircase, you just see him holding your bag and kind of like looking down at you.
The egg's safe.
The egg was safe inside the metal container.
We know
It's
for
safe
sure.
from gravity.
What's gravity?
Of course, that pulls you down like a stumble or a fall.
This is me showing you what gravity is. See the sorcerer? He is actively exercising.
See? This is a force that pulls you down like a stumble or a fall. See?
Okay, so it takes your comrades only a few moments to get to you, Yarn, and they kind of help you up a little bit, brush you off, and you're able to make it to the bottom of the tower without any other incident. You see that the door here has been completely just hacked off the hinges, and you step out into the noonday sun. Like I said, there's still smoke, and it's just dreary and terrible. You see that there are bodies littering those streets. It is just a complete vision of just carnage, just outright destruction. As you're walking down these roads, you can see that there is, like I said, every once in a while you'll see a gout of flame shoot up from something, from burning timbers. You see livestock that were just butchered and just left. It weighs upon you just to see just this such amount of destruction, and it kind of makes you question like what sort of people would do this, that would just bring so much ruin.
The answer to that is evil.
I kind of Kellex looks at Grinna and Timble. You guys want to kind of scout the area out and see if there's has been a recent traffic, and maybe to find a path north, a good path.
I'll go looking for the path north. I have no problems with that. I'm also kind of looking to see if there's any serviceable weapons around on the ground that we can find. Any markings of Ket. I don't know if they're tribal. I don't know anything about them. So I'll just look and see if I can see anything, maybe even, if there's a hat or anything, just any little things, maybe even some livery that was torn off and laying there that's Ketian. I will pick some stuff up for us, for everyone. I'm really looking for everyone.
Okay. Yeah, so you start to pick your way through some just things that you find. Yeah, you're able to find. You see that most of the bodies here are of people who were probably just civilians that either refused to leave or got caught up in the invasion and just did not have time enough to leave. So as far as weapons go, you don't really see a lot of any salvageable items. It's, like I said, it's pretty desolate. You guys can see the map on Roll20 now, I hope. If you can't, you may need to do a kind of a refresh.
Yep.
Okay.
I can see it.
Good.
Oh, yep, see it now.
Good. Is everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Waiting.
I had my first level hit points, so I fixed that. But yeah, we're good.
Good. Okay, that's good.
Mine's black.
Yours is what?
Black.
Is that a dead dog?
Probably.
Is it night? Because
No,
maybe that's why you can't see anything.
Yeah, it's not night. Hold on 1 minute. Let me just make sure that I got the settings.
I don't know, but you're kind of in the way.
Okay, you may need to. You can do a refresh.
go.
Is everybody good now?
It's a dead horse.
Yeah, there's
Oh, the
probably
blood and gore.
all types of dead.
So is
things.
that like a fire?
Yeah, like right
Is
here.
that like,
There's.
is that like still on fire?
Yep, it's still on fire.
So this is recent-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably within like, well, you got to think. Let's see, the invasion started, like 3 weeks prior, but there's still things that are still burning. Yeah, but you're kind of thinking that these are things that were. It hasn't really been. It hasn't rained here in several like weeks, so everything is now dry, and with the amount of smoke in the air and stuff like that, it's still kind of it's still kind of dangerous.
What is Bubbles doing?
I'm sorry?
What is Bubbles' response to being here?
The smell is kind of he is interested in the dead things.
Well,
Yeah.
beyond normal warg behavior, he's acting pretty normal. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, work behavior. So yeah, you guys can.
All right. Well, let's see. I guess I'll scout around a little bit. Let's see. Are we going in order, or does it matter?
Well, I don't know. I think you and Timble could go up front and scout while we're moving through the streets before we proceed.
Yeah, so are we going into... Okay, yeah, I'm assuming... Oops.
Yep, we got to go north.
Aw.
Hey, Calix will point to Calix. Let's keep to this. Is that a side street there?
The one we're on?
Yeah, there's one right there. Is that?
Yeah,
Yeah, hold on. Let me zoom in or zoom out a little bit.
Right
Like
turn.
right
Yeah.
there? Okay.
Right turn.
So does it matter? I mean,
Go for it.
Yeah, I don't want to be in the. Yeah.
okay. Alright, well, I guess I will cautiously go down with Bubbles. Not really sure if taking Bubbles is a smart idea, but...
Okay. So yeah, you get to this little intersection here, and you can see that yeah, there was obviously someone had died there. The blood is of course dried. It's a pretty gruesome sort of sight. Yeah.
So are all the buildings pretty quiet?
Make a perception check.
I would notice anyway. Look, I have feet.
Well,
Is Tomas with us?
no, he's not, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
So-
the
He would be a great Polish mine detector.
I was thinking the same thing, but let's
Okay.
not tell him that.
So, Grinna, as you turn that corner right there, you see something that you were not expecting, and it looks to be a kobold is rifling through some of the refuse in one of these buildings, and immediately looks up at you and hisses.
Where is it? Right here? Or
Right
right
here.
Right there.
Kobolds and gnomes hate each other.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah. And as soon as he lets out this really loud hissing noise, you start to see that others are starting to make their way out from burnt buildings.
Well, shit.
Crap.
Cram.
Said what?
Crap.
Right, well, do I
Kill it!
Can
Kill
I-
it!
can
Kill
I-
it!
fire at it? As we were going through, I had my bow and arrow. Probably just stick the ward on it too, if I wanted to, huh? All right.
Okay.
Not as a
Anything-
puppy.
So
Not
What'd you say?
not as a puppy.
It's bigger than I am.
Initiative.
Sorry. I got distracted.
okay.
Are we doing
So
initiative now?
yeah, we're gonna roll initiative. So make sure to click on your character to make sure that you are getting your initiatives right. Okie dokie.
Suck.
Whee! Wow.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Ouch. Yeah. Let me just make sure to roll all of our little friends, because we don't want to leave anybody out.
I'll see you on there, Grinna.
Nah, I was on there. All right, let me try again. Maybe it'll be better.
Make sure that I got everybody.
It's the same.
It is the same. Oh.
What happened? Okay.
I didn't see Grinna on the turn order.
He's
So
on
she
there.
has
You
three
just
of them.
have to scroll.
Yeah, you have to name it down. I didn't
Okay.
make the first page.
'Cause she's all the way to bottom.
Oh no,
Are they winged or are they not winged?
they're not.
She's not at the bottom.
Oh man, Timble.
Yeah, I know. I'm screwed. Get him first, guys.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, well. Yeah. Better get
I'm
it.
looking at the architecture.
Okay, so does, Bubbles get a turn in this?
Yeah, Bubbles will go on your turn.
Okay.
Let me actually find a good, appropriate Bubbles miniature here. I think I have one. Oh
I
yeah,
think that.
I've got warg
Mm.
miniatures. Ooh, it's a warg. Okay, and there is your warg buddy. Warg buddy. Okay. All right.
It's like that was not even different.
Okay. So, yeah, this Kobold Archer, the first one up is going to take a shot at you, Grinna, because
I know. I'm lucky. Are they winged or are they not winged?
they're not winged.
Okay, good.
Okay, and he was using a sling. They don't actually have bows, so an 8. I don't think that hits. Don't think it
I'm
does.
sorry. He rolled an 8.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, that doesn't hit.
Okay, good. Alrighty. Let's see. Kobold Warrior is going to. Okay, he can only get that far. But he is going to use his sling. And 16.
Ow.
And that'll hit
Who?
you.
Me?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
hit.
you take 3 points of damage.
Awesome.
Awesome possum. Okay, Timble, it's your turn.
Timble?
No, not my turn.
Not your turn?
Not if we roll
Your-
an initiative.
Oh, how many times did you roll?
I rolled 1.
Oh, I see you down here twice.
I got a
Okay, I got rid of
4.
you. I got rid.
The top is
Okay,
perception.
so Kiffy, it is your turn.
Man, I feel really self-conscious going first. This I don't think has ever happened.
You're
At
doing
least
fine.
All right. Well, go up here and I guess
Pound a kobold in the pavement?
we'll just do this manually.
Okay, which one are you attacking?
I'm attacking that
Okay,
one.
good. All right, go ahead.
Let me get my actions. Oh shit.
Okay, a 12 will hit. Are you using one-handed or two-handed?
That's one-handed. I'm shield wielding.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, very nice. Let's see, where is my other kobold?
Did he go down?
No.
Okay, then I will use my War Priest ability to take another one-hand attack as
Okay.
a bonus action.
Sounds good. That will hit.
Wish.
Okay, and so that does 7. Okay, and it is dead. All right,
Nice.
very good. Yes.
DED dead.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see, where's my Kobold Skirmisher at? He was around here somewhere. There he is. He's going to use. He's going
Oh,
to
there's another
use his sling against Kiffy. It's a 21.
Ow!
And,
Well, that will definitely hit.
and you take 6 points of damage.
Sting!
Who, me?
No, Kiffy.
Oh, good.
Kiffy.
Okay.
Okay, Kellex.
All right. Alex goes past Timble, Grinna. For honor and glory. Comes around and attacks that kobold.
Okay.
For the honor of Grayskull.
That too.
Exactly.
No.
That was an actual.
That was an
crit,
actual
I
crit.
believe.
Okay, so that's
Yep.
an actual crit. So go ahead and what is your full damage?
Full damage. One. Now I got her. Okay, 14.
Okay, so you kill it outright.
It's a blood smear.
Mush.
Yeah, you just completely chop it in half.
Basically,
Yeah.
surprise around a corner and just bring my hammer straight down.
Okay. So Yarn, it is your turn.
All right. The one with the 19 initiative,
Okay.
that one, what is he armed with?
He is armed with just a sling and a dagger,
Okay.
but he's right
Move to
here.
here. Yep, move to here, and then how do I target it? All right. Firebolt.
Okay.
There.
Okay, that'll hit. And you
Okay.
get 3 points of damage. Okay.
And he's on fire.
He's on fire. Yay. Let's see. Very, very nice. Very cool. Okay.
He's annoying.
Grenna, it's your turn.
Okay.
Charge. No,
Who's that in front of me? It's like
that's Calyx and Kiffy.
Calyx. I'm more concerned about Calyx.
Well, you're known. You could slip right between them.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
you know, just yell at him, Doc.
Oh no! Even if you
Well,
touch, you're still going to shoot him in the ass.
Yeah, he would actually probably have to, like, low crawl to. Yeah.
I'll hug against the building.
Yeah.
As-
With my shield.
As Kellix throws himself through an open window.
Oh shit! The boom has a bow.
If you want to keep your booty, you better clutch at the wall.
Watch the wall.
As I did spectacular.
Oh, unfortunately, that is not going to hit.
No.
Don't believe
I need
so.
one more point.
No, that is not going to hit.
It
Sorry.
was good to see you jump. Now you know your reflexes are great.
Okay, Timble, it's your turn.
Okay. Think I'll make a mad dash across to there.
Okay.
You have glitter.
I don't really have a ranged weapon to work with, so I think that's as much as I really do.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. Okay, so this kobold is going to he drops his sling, and you see him. It looks as though he has some sort of a glass bottle, and he uses he runs forward. Right about there, right actually within almost 10 feet from you. And you can see that he has this glass bottle or this jar that has a very dirty rag sticking out of it. And just as he cocks back his arm like so, you hear this one back here shout something, and you see a little flash of light. And the rag is now on fire, and he throws it at Kiffy.
Which one is throwing?
What's that?
That one.
Ah,
That one. Okay, and so he is going to throw it at Kiffy. Let's see how he does. I don't know. We shall see.
Shit.
I'm going to
Yeah,
use this as a sling. Just a sling.
Got Molotov, man.
Okay, so yeah, rolls a 12. It does not actually hit you, but it lands between you and Calyx, and the liquid inside catches fire and splashes on actually Kellex, Kiffy, and Grenna. I need you
Do we
to...
make any kind of save? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, you may make a reflex save.
Friggin' alchemist fire so bad. So bad.
Reflex. So just a straight up dex save then.
Yep.
Okay, what did you say other than reflex? What was it?
Just a reflex save. Dex save.
I don't have a reflex. What would be the other
Dexterity.
Just
Dexterity.
dexterity.
Dex.
one?
Oh, okay. So, Kiffy, you're able to kind of roll yourself out of the way, but Kellex and Grenna, you are splashed with this very flammable liquid, and you both take 4 points of fire damage.
Wow.
All right, somebody take these little things out, please.
Kiffy, it's your turn.
Gonna charge the fire thrower and
Okay.
and beat his brain into his spinal column.
Okay.
Hopefully, that's the dream. Anyway, so let's proceed with that plan.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Okay. Yep, that'll hit. And you did 11
Okay.
points of damage, which
Yeah.
immediately kills him.
Insta jibs, gotta love it.
Okay. Kellex, it's your turn.
It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. No, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'll run up to next to the dead
Okay.
dude,
Yep.
and I'll throw a hand axe at him.
Okay.
You know, throwing an axe at somebody is a great way to disarm yourself.
It's just a hand axe.
Let's have a backup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. Yep, you were able to hit him, and you did 10 points of damage. Or was that an actual? Was that an actual crit?
I think, that wasn't definitely a crit.
No, wasn't definitely a crit. Okay, so you did put 10 points of damage.
That can't be right, because hand axe only can do 6 at most, or I can only do 12 at most. So maybe it was a 10.
Yep.
I don't know. Do we just roll it just in case?
It's a throw, so it'll use your strength
Yeah,
bonus.
it uses strength bonus.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe it was 10 points of damage. Maybe
Okay.
I rolled a.
He is dead. Let's see. Yarn, it is, I think. Yes, it's your turn. Yeah, this one right here looks a little panicked, and it looks like he might flee. So it's Yarn's turn. I don't know what Yarn wants.
I didn't even see that guy over there.
I did.
He's been
And I did.
He's been keeping quiet.
He didn't go last go.
Okay. All right. Firebolt. 1 damage. Okay. Yikes. All right.
But he's on fire.
He's on fire. Hey, hey, hey.
Fire.
Alrighty. Okay, this fella is actually going to. Let me just quickly make a wisdom save. Let's see how he does. Oh, okay. He fails, and he is going to try to hightail it out of there. Whee! Okay. Grenna, it's your turn.
Shooting.
Shoot who?
The cobalt.
This one?
That one.
I had to refresh because it kept showing. Hey, nobody has to duck. Just hope I don't miss.
That'll
That's
hit.
it. I'll take it.
And roll damage.
Damage.
Oh,
And 4
that's
points of
shitty.
damage.
At
Okay.
least I hit.
Yep, you did hit. That's true.
Ain't happy. That's for sure.
Yep. And Timble.
I'm not letting Bubbles get by me because I don't want to get shot. You guys would kill him. Unless he just absolutely wants to go do something stupid.
Well, I don't see. I'm not certain who's left.
There's one cobalt left.
He's running west.
Right there. Oh, he's running. I see.
Yeah, next to
Timble,
the headless body there in the enclave of the building to the south of us.
Timble, can you make a perception check?
There are more of them.
Of course there aren't. Get this
No,
one.
I can't.
Okay. All right, but you can. You still have your move.
Yeah. What's that? I think I can move to about here.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, you're about 40 feet away from him.
yeah. Well. So, with the range of a thrown weapon, a dagger. That's all.
Okay. Let's see. That's a 24, so that will definitely hit.
You want me to reroll the damage or just take what I had already fat fingered?
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. You rolled your damage first. Oh no, we can use that.
Yeah, inadvertently.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah,
I did
you
6 points.
you did 6 points.
That's what
Oh,
it shows
yeah,
for me
okay.
on there. Yeah.
That'll do it, and you kill it.
Bat and cleanup.
Nice.
Gentlemen, lady, I think we should move very quickly north.
I'm gonna take a look at the bodies real quick. Do they look like they're somehow either in service to the enemy, or do these look like more like scavengers?
These are more like scavengers, but you do
Okay.
notice that some of them are actually wearing pieces of armor that have either been scavenged or have been pieced together by them. As you well know, that a lot of times kobolds can be in the service of dragons. So that also kind of makes you a little... it sets off some red flags.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's keep moving.
Yarn, I need you to make a perception check.
Watch me do this with such panache and elan. Hey, I actually did pretty good.
Yeah, not too shabby. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm trying to remember how I can send a whisper to someone. Let me see how I do that. It's been a while since I had to do that. There is a way to do it.
Okay.
Or I could actually probably send it in just... I don't know if I could just send it in Discord chat. Maybe I could just do it that way.
Probably easier.
Yeah, maybe so. Oh, I
was
can't.
about to say you can sit it in Jabber, and said I'm not at work.
I wonder
Oh,
Oh, I can
oops.
message you.
Sorry.
Oh, cool.
I was playing with buttons. I'm sorry.
Brenna's pushing buttons again.
Well, I found out how to. But you guys didn't see it. But, Ryan did. But I figured out where Bubbles' stat sheet was
Oh, good.
in D&D Beyond. So he has like a bite attack, and some other stuff in here.
Okay.
I've noticed it surprised nobody, but his constitution, his intelligence is 7 minus 2.
7 minus 2.
But he has a +4 perception.
Who? The dog?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty smart for a critter.
Let me
Not
just-
like Fredo smart, but it's pretty damn smart.
Well, I've met he's smarter than some men I know, so we're good.
Ryan, I replied.
Okay. So.
Want me to keep this up, or do you have it over there?
I actually have his stats
Okay.
already in. What I'm doing is I'm trying to actually give you control of him, so that you can actually.
Well, I can click on the buttons and it sends it directly to you.
Okay. Oh, but can you actually move Bubbles?
Do we have him up there?
Yeah, he's right here.
Hey, there's Bubbles.
Yeah.
How about that?
Nope, that would be negatory, good buddy.
Yeah, you can't move him. That's a shame.
Okay.
So let me see if I can.
Boobito.
Now I'm following the bouncing ball.
Yeah, let me see if I can fix that. Bubbles. All right, Bubbles. Let's see if we can fix you.
Got to make him a really gaudy like saddle once he gets big enough with all over it and mushrooms.
That says you should be able to use him.
Why not? So are we hanging him or are we leaving?
Well, we're housekeeping right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay. So yeah, what you're able to find with these kobolds, you don't find like a lot of not like weapons or things like on them. They have like very rudimentary daggers and slings, but you can see that they've actually been ransacking this place pretty well and have amassed a very nice chunk of change. And you find that they've collected about 150 gold pieces.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and another 200 silver.
Okay. I got it down.
Cool. Very, very nice.
Brian, I replied to you.
Yep, I see it. I see it right now.
A tidy sum for the war effort.
Nay, Moose Breath. This is our gratuity for risking our precious butts.
Like how we're frozen and we can't move. Like little statues.
Let's go north.
Let's go north, young man. You can even go west.
Okay. So very good. So yeah, you proceed to continue making your way north. Like I said, you do find some pretty disturbing looking stuff here, but yeah, you're able to you get to that crossroads, and Kiffy is starting to make his way out of the northern section. You can still see the old tower just only a few blocks away. And you can see now, as you got a little bit different perspective, that the entire roof had been burnt off of it. The base is just barely stable, and as Kiffy had noted before, it's probably just a matter of either a good stiff wind or just something collapsing inside of it is going to bring the entire tower into ruin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Northwest. or northeast?
I do believe they said that the ruins were on the northwest side of a day's march northwest in the mountain.
Right.
Okay.
Well, there we go. You're good.
Yeah. So.
Pardon me.
Yeah. So yeah, you continue to make your way. It's just like a little bit, just a little bit past 1 o'clock now, as you make your way to the north and out of this town. And you kind of feel that it's you're happy to be putting this place behind you. Just
Fire, death, and destruction. Yes, that's generally something we want to put behind us.
Yeah. So every once in a while you see on the path that either large wagons, large war machines at one point in time may have passed through here. The cobblestones are kind of chewed up a little bit. It makes, as Grenna, as you're just trying to kind of get a general idea of what sort of creatures and things pass through here, you just have this just terrible feeling that the things that you've seen and have really put this entire battle into perspective, the entire war, and understanding what you are. What you could possibly lose by a Ket victory is it's sobering. Kellex, you also feel the same way, where Kiffy is kind of like, well, let's crush this evil if we can, and the interesting thing is that Timble. You're actually looking around and seeing things in a completely different light. You're seeing plants that have been smashed down, but you can see the colors that were in them. And you're thinking of pigment choices or pigment possibilities as you're like looking at things going, if I mix that with this, with an oil base, could I actually? Yeah, I mean, you're just like looking at it from a completely different world. And Yarn, you in the back of your mind are just keep going over the possibility of having to marry that ugly duckling girl.
Actually, in my mind, that's one of those things that it's not an immediate thing. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
I'm stuck with it.
But
another thing that is also kind of is what you're kind of interested in is what you kind of were able to detect as you were standing there in the ruins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That is definitely going through my head.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, we're going along, not slowing us down. I will take scrapings from the buildings of ash and things, thinking about how I can mix that and yeah.
Okay, pretty cool. All right, very nice. So you continue till it starts to get dark. One thing that that you have noticed that you don't see anyone else coming down the path or from Ket into Bissell. And it kind of makes you a little uneasy. As you
already all there.
Yeah, there is actually like a mountain pass that you have to get in, that you have to go through, that bridges Bissell to Ket. And so there are just high cliff walls on both sides. And as it starts to get darker, make a perception check.
All of us?
Yep.
You know, Brian, there was a word that you used that did make me kind of concerned, and that was path. Not certain I want to walk on a path.
Yeah,
path?
The idea of being on a path wouldn't be...
Oh, a path. Yeah. Or a road. Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
A path, yes.
Okay.
within sight of the path.
I can parallel one in the bushes and things, but actually walking out of a war-torn town.
Yeah. So as you are, yeah, as you're making your way, and it's starting to get darker and darker because these cliff walls are blocking out the setting sun. You can make out fires on top of these cliffs, and you're thinking that there's probably scouts or up there looking. And as you're because you all are not actually traveling with light and trying to keep off of the path for the most part, even though it's a really small space. There are trees that do line this road, so you can use them as cover. So it's not like you're out in the open, which does give you a little bit of a sense of a little bit of cover and security. But as the sun fades and it starts to get darker and darker, are you going to try to make a camp, or are you going to try to trudge on?
I suggest camp because we need a long rest.
Okay.
We do.
Not all of us can see in the dark. We really don't want to be setting any.
I wasn't saying that, but
No.
Yeah, so I have some thoughts about this. Is this, so you say this is a pass?
Yes.
Like a mountain pass?
Yes.
There's going to be a guard post there because their supply chain has to go through there.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have to go this way to get to where we're going?
Yeah, because by the time that you get to the location that you are, you're only probably about another 6 hours to the actual to Kodal Keep.
Okay, so if we have to go through here, then we should go through here at night.
okay. Will you hold my hand, Master Dwarf?
I'm just trying to be logical here. I will take my armor off and prepare.
Yeah, I kind of agree, and I do think that the intelligence of where the Margrave is
Yes.
has a limited shelf life, so probably pushing through the night would be best. And yes, we can see that the two of you kind of have guidance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny how it's the big ones.
I know, right? They're all big and bad till they turn off the lights, and then they're all helpful.
I think maybe each one of them.
I can pass light if you want, but I don't think that's what we want.
I can see, you can see, and everybody, and they can see too.
Okay.
But yes, if you guys would, Kellis would be very appreciative of you helping.
Yeah, those of us who can see in the dark will guide those who can't. But
How about we put
I
the
think
dwarf
it's-
in front,
Hold
the
on,
mounted wizard.
hold on just a second. Brian,
Yes.
this is back to where we were doing the cantrip and the altering it, and we were pressing it to where it would be very bright for very brief.
Yes.
Can we extend the time and make it half as bright?
But they would still see us from
Not necessarily. It's a very faint glow at that point.
Okay. What about the fact that a faint glow to you, human who can't see at night anyway, to say the dwarf, kobold, myself, might be a little brighter to us?
like a beacon.
True.
Hello, come get me.
But, does Bubbles see at night?
Oh yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
saying that you
yeah.
don't trust us?
We could put one on each side and they can hold on to his fur.
Okay.
That sounds like a good plan.
Here, you can hold
All
on
right,
to
we do that.
Bubbles. I'm sure that he will keep you from the trees.
Yeah.
Okay. So
We're putting the smart one in charge?
Right.
Do what? Squirrel?
just
We're
a
putting
quick
the furnace part in charge.
lore question about the cats.
yes.
Are they like multicultural, or are they like
No.
no?
No,
Yeah, I
ac-
figured
ac-
like
actually-
most
yeah.
fantasy religious zealots are kind of
Yeah.
Istophobes.
Yeah, they actually worship a one deity. His name is Al Akbar, and they don't have any other religions, and it is a very theocratic sort of state.
Yeah, I was mostly going for, like, do they have demi-humans, or are they just all humans?
Most of them are all humans.
Okay.
So they can't see us in the dark. Huzzah.
All right.
Okay.
So, without making noise or without making light,
And assuming no exterior motives, can we go through the path?
pass.
Sure.
That too.
Okay, so are you going to use the light?
No, I'm not
No.
going to use the
No
light.
light.
Okay.
Yep.
So
We're just gonna hold on to the bubbles.
okay.
Yep.
So as you continue on, Bubbles stops probably about another 10, 15 minutes after you started this, after it got really seriously dark, and you hear him start to give this very low growling sound, like
Off the path.
He's
Okay.
alerting. He's alerting. Okay. So
Bubbles. Okay, so Grenna, anyone who has night vision needs to make a perception check.
So everybody, me and Cal.
Right.
Yep. Essentially.
Wow, really good. Actually, you guys are
Natural 20.
you guys are
Oh,
killing,
shit.
you guys are killing it here. Other than
Where are we again?
Kiffy.
Kiffy, where are we again?
What, where?
Kiffy don't care. Kiffy don't care. Okay, so so Grinna and Timble, you as you kind of try to focus your vision, you actually believe that you see something sort of walking. It's one single solitary creature walking along the road in the same direction that you all are walking.
Same direction, like toward us or with us?
Away with you, but it's a little bit ahead of you, probably more like 30 feet.
So we were walking faster than it, and we caught up.
Yeah. You're actually catching up to it.
Well, if the warg doesn't like it, that can't be good.
Yeah, the warg is very put off by it. Yeah.
Let's catch it.
How big is it?
I can't say nothing. I don't know what's going on.
From what you can gather, it looks to be the size of a human child, probably no more than 7 or 8 years of age.
So my size?
Yeah,
That
about the size of a
stupid
gnome.
finger.
Oh shit, it's Toby.
Shit, it's Toby.
Oh no! God, I wish you hadn't have said that.
It's Toby.
Since I have the growling animal, why don't you see if you can sneak up there and see what it is?
She got it. That's what I was thinking.
Okay. So,
Unless you want to
yeah.
take anything off to the humans, I can't.
Stealth roll?
Are you going to try to stealth up? Yeah, you'll need to do
Yeah.
a stealth roll. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Very good, actually. And you want to? So, how do you want to approach this? Are you going to come like straight
From
up behind
behind?
it? Okay, straight up behind.
Oh,
it.
I'm not going to stay. I don't want to be actually like on the path.
Okay.
I'm going to try to stick with within the bush line and move forward.
Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, so you're able to get you're kind of tracking it like you're only really about 5 feet away from it. But kind of at a catty corner, not like directly behind it on the path. So you are and it doesn't seem to notice you at all. I mean, there's nothing that indicates that it is. But as you're kind of tracking it, you notice that it shambles a little. It's not moving normally.
Okay, and with it not moving normally, can I, as close as I am, can I get a better view of it? It's shambling, but is it a small human? Is it a
Yeah,
gnome? Is it
you,
a halfling? Is it a
no,
kender? You know,
no, it is definitely not a kinder. It is definitely from what you can gather, a human female, probably about 7 years of age. It is wearing just just very basic
grungy
clothing. It looks disheveled and dirty.
um, can I try to move beyond it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can. Do you want to try to? I mean, your stealth is still active. How far away do you want to, or how far ahead do you want to try to get to?
Um, I'd like to get far enough ahead that I could actually um, put myself into the roadway without it
Okay.
seeing.
Okay. Cool. All right. So yeah, you're able to go probably about 25 feet ahead of it. And then put yourself, I guess, like you said, on the side of the road or something, still hidden.
No, actually, I want to go stand out right in the middle of the road
Oh,
and pull my short sword. And when
okay.
they come up, I'm kind of hoping to like be walking at them and then pretend to be startled and say, "Who goes there?" Hold my sword out, ready.
Okay. The girl just it's like as she walks towards you, you have this really strange feeling that there is definitely something wrong. And as she gets closer, you can see that it looks as though she has sustained some sort of injury where like her clavicle has been like sheared in half. But she pays no mind to you whatsoever until she gets about 5 feet away from you. She comes to a complete halt.
That's a little closer than I would have liked.
Oh, really? Okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
I'm not,
She doesn't make any aggressive moves at all. She just comes to a complete and utter stop.
at about 15 feet, I would have thought recognition would have been there. Somebody's there. I said something. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, that's.
So yeah, as you're standing there, kind of taking all this in, because her eyes were pretty much down on to the ground. Her face comes up, and you can just see that it is just this pale mask, and she's all she says in common is, "You are not Ali. I must continue." And she just makes a like a 90-degree turn and to get around you.
Oh, I give way.
Okay.
And I'm going to book it back to them.
Okay.
Quickly explain what's going on, see if anyone has any idea, and I wonder if Bubbles would like to eat it.
Okay. So so you tell this to everyone present, and those who have religious leanings can make a religion check.
How far? I mean, I can't see her. I
No.
don't know if it matters. Okay. So I'm not even sure how far she is in front of me. But you want me to do a religion check?
Yeah.
Oh, Kiffy.
I'm not having a good day with memory.
Kiffy killing it. Kellick's killing it. Okay, cool. Yeah, so both of you guys, as you're listening to Timble tell what he is seeing, your senses are kind of going off, and yeah, you both of you realize that this little girl is dead. But there is something very, very disturbing about her undeath. Is that Kippy? You're the first one who comes up with the word, and the word is revenant. So, yeah. So this is, for those who may or may not know, this is a undead creature that is looking for revenge. It is looking for the one that took its life in a violent manner. And it's almost kind of impossible to stop them from doing what they're supposed to do. From what you can gather, the direction she is traveling is deeper into Ket. So I guess you have a decision to make what you want to do, if you want to do anything.
I say
if
we
she's
just
out to Ali stay, I'm not really objecting to that.
Is she headed into the pass?
She's actually made it. You guys are probably almost at the end of the pass where it starts to open up. And she is almost at the end of it. Yeah.
She seems to be going.
And then we come after her. Way after her. Kind of interesting to see where she's headed, though, because it'd be funny if we're looking for the same person. Just saying.
So, I mean, Kellex would always feel like, putting the child to rest. However, if he knows that what a reverend it truly is, he also would think, from a mission standpoint, she would make a great distraction while we get through.
And I think fate has its own hand. As far as I'm concerned, she can be on her way. We need to find the path up to the Dwarven ruins.
Yeah,
correct.
Because we don't need to make any noise to indicate that we're here. So
yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I'm basically naked because I don't have my armor on.
Oh God. Okay. Alrighty. Cool.
I'm glad we were touching our bubbles.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, guys.
My spiky heart does want to take a rope and put a breastplate on the end of the rope and throw a little hoop around her waist and let her just walk on with this thing banging along behind her, so that all these little Ket soldiers can run down and face the Revenant alone.
That's actually not a bad idea.
I'm going to wind it up and send it on its way.
Wind it up and send it on its way. That's lovely.
Okay.
All right.
Through the pass.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, folks, it is after 10 o'clock, and we have to bring this session to an end. So, folks who got a chance to watch us this evening, thank you very much. I saw that we did get a new follower, I think, which was really nice. I love to see new followers. Make sure to catch us again in 2 weeks. Hopefully, Ed will be back, which will be really nice. Make sure to check out drunkardsandragons.com. The blog is completely off the chain, so give that a look. A lot of the people here on in our stream are contributors, so please make sure to give it a look. Give us a follow. We can also be found on Twitter and of course here on Twitch. So make sure to catch us again in 2 weeks, every other Thursday night at 7 o'clock. And folks, thank you all very much for showing up and playing this evening. And I guess we will catch you guys in a couple of weeks. All right.
Thanks, Brian.
No problem.
Till then.
Have
Thanks,
a good
everybody.
night.
Good night, all.
Night.